Previously, Ji-un, filled with anger, told his mother to leave and demanded an explanation from his uncles about why she was allowed in. The scene flashes back to when young Ji-un was spending time with his mother. He asked her why she was wearing those certain shoes, which turned out to be the first pair he gave her, making them special. His mother expresses her hope that Ji-un will grow up to be a kind person, not like his father, a gangster, and should live life the way he wants. Ji-un's parents argue as he tries to sleep. His father wants him to become his successor, but his mother refuses and says she won't let her son become a gangster. The father says everything she has is because he's a gangster. He threatens to divorce her if she doesn't cooperate, but admits he still loves her and won't harm her as she's the first woman he loved. Ji-un's mother visits him in his room as he sleeps, stating she's powerless but will return once she has the power to make a change. She apologizes before leaving. The next day, Ji-un wakes up searching for his mother, but his father says he doesn't know where she is and won't be coming back. Young Ji-un sees the treasured shoes in the closet and is reassured his mother will return. He waits on the steps for her, but his father realizes he needs a mother no matter what and can find another woman to play that role. As the hours pass, Ji-un begins to weep, realizing his mother won't be coming. When the door opens, he rushes to it, thinking it's his mother, but it's actually Jae-wook, causing him to cry. At school, he was teased for not having a mother, leading him to attack other students. He discovers Soo-jin was also being bullied for the same reason. As he grew older, his father repeatedly brought different women to play the role of his mother. Each time they knocked on the door, Ji-un rejected them, frustrated with his father's actions. But one day, one woman looked similar to his mother, catching him off guard. He changed his attitude and welcomed her, starting their relationship as she became his new mother. The following day, when Ji-un returns home, he hears his mother's voice and rushes to the door, worried that something happened to her, only to find her wearing a wig. She tries to explain that she wore it to resemble his real mother, but Ji-un, frustrated, runs away. Later, he realizes that he was too harsh and returns to apologize. As she overhears a phone call between Jae-wook and his father, discussing the possibility of making someone other than Ji-un the successor of the Fire Bear gang, she panics, worried that if Ji-un doesn't become the successor, he will be a useless child. When Ji-un returns from school with bruises, she asks what happened. He claims he was playing with friends, but she realizes he was beaten up. In private, she tells him that as the son of Han-kook, the Fire Bear gang boss and soon-to-be successor, he shouldn't be getting beaten up. Ji-un reflects on what his biological mother told him and declares he doesn't want to live that life of being a gangster when he's older. The new mother tells Ji-un that he's foolish for still thinking about his biological mother who abandoned him and tells him to forget about her. This frustrates Ji-un, and he runs away from her, looking at the shoes he had given his mother. He runs outside in the rain, stating that he misses his real mother. Ji-un comes home to find that the shoes he had gifted his mom are missing. The new mother tells him she threw them away, causing him to be angry. He rushes outside to look for them, but returns empty-handed. The new mother complains about his tendency to run away and questions if he takes after his biological mother, making Ji-un even more angry. He calmly asks her to leave, but she insists it's her house too. The situation escalates as she acts smug, causing Ji-un to become emotional and having to be restrained. He finally tells her to leave, and she taunts him one last time before going. In the present, Ji-un asks why she's back in the house. Jae-wook reveals it was his fault and asks Ji-un to come with him to hear what happened. As they stroll and chat, Jae-wook explains that he believes the young master is undergoing a lot of changes, from being the nice guy to becoming a bad guy, and that he is under immense pressure from both his role as the successor of the Fire Bear gang and from his school life. Jae-wook shares his own story of losing his parents at a young age and feeling the same pressures. He didn't want the younger master to go through that alone. He apologizes to Ji-un, where Ji-un states that he's never asked much from his uncles, but mentions that he never wants to see her again. Ji-un, now calm, reassures Jae-wook that he's okay and has the uncles to turn to, thanking them for their care. Upon returning home, he informs the uncles that this is the second time his new mother has entered his house, and while he forgives them, he won't forgive them a third time. The uncles understand and promise to respect Ji-un's wishes. The next day, as Ji-un walks to school, he runs into Lee Yi-ji and they walk together. She wanted to ask what happened yesterday that made him act that way, but she is surprised by his expression as he seems fine now. They run into Jong Seok and Ji-un suggests they go to Mujin High right now and beat them up. Lee Yi-ji, taken aback, mentions that they are not the same as Mujin High and they should stay put until she has some information about them. Ji-un agrees. Meanwhile, at Mujin High, a group of students are discussing Ji-un, commenting on how he looks like a boss and how he beat up one hoe. Suddenly, Dae Hwang asks what they are talking about, causing them to panic. Meanwhile, Do Park and the school president discuss his plan on the roof. He states that Mujin High cannot be called a true school as it is filled with adults who are retaking their exams. We also find out the person who was in the incident previously, Ji Hyun, is the school president's brother and that he's been recovering in the hospital. Manjun seeks information about Mujin High from an ex-student who warns that the school has several executives, 4 to 5 of which are as strong as Jong Seok, causing concern. There are also rumors that Dae Hwang is connected to a gang. Do Park visits Mujin High to talk with Dae Hwang, but is met with hostility. When a few of his executives arrive, Do Park greets Shin Jum Ho as it's been a while since they last met. Dae Hwang is secretly thinking that they need to attack them and will focus on Sangneum High before going for Juren High. Suddenly, his phone rings from Min Woo. As he greets him, Do Park overhears him. Kim Woo scolds him for saying his name out loud and tells him to meet up in a regular place. As Dae Hwang takes his leave, Do Park wonders if it could be the same Min Woo that he knows of. Do Park secretly tails Dae Hwang, but loses the opportunity to find out who he is talking to when he calls a taxi. Meanwhile, as class is over, Sang-gu suggests eating together, but Lee Yi-ji insists that Ji-eun needs to train. As they walk out of the classroom, Sang-gu is frustrated that Lee Yi-ji is standing in the way of him and Ji-eun, and that he will fight her one day and beat her up. While sitting at the takeaway, Chae-yoon spots them and initially tries to hide, but overhears their conversation about Ji-eun. She then approaches them and offers to eat together, bringing a smile to Jung-min's face. Meanwhile, in the gym, as everyone trains, Myung-jun rushes in and informs Ji-eun about his findings on Mujin High. He reports that 5 of their members have strength comparable to Jong Seok, causing panic among Juren High's members and undermining their confidence. Ji-eun asserts that Jong Seok is stronger now, and to prove it, he punches the bag with surprising force, stating that it doesn't matter how many opponents with similar strength they have, as he is the real deal. Do Park receives an unexpected call from Gai Sang, who provides him with an address to meet. When he arrives, he finds Gai Sang and discovers that the bald individuals were people who impersonated the Fire Bear gang, who are now captive under Gai Sang's watch. As Gai Sang asks others to wait outside, he holds a private talk with Do Park. He expresses his gratitude for Do Park's hard work so far and mentions a small issue. Gai Sang has investigated one of the individuals who impersonated the Fire Bear gang and discovered it's An Chan-woo. Do Park wonders if this is the same person Dae Hwang called earlier. Gai Sang reveals that the Red Dragon gang pose as the Fire Bear gang, so that in the event they get caught by the police, they can pin the blame on the Fire Bear gang. Gai Sang assigns Do Park a mission to infiltrate the Red Dragon gang and gather information, leaving Do Park stunned by the task at hand. Back at the gym, Myung-jun has a private conversation with Ji-eun and Jong Seok. He informs them of the rumor that Dae Hwang is connected to the Red Dragon gang. Additionally, he mentions that there are rumors that people attend Mujin High to gain education and advance as gangsters. Ji-eun is not surprised as the students look old, but Myung-jun worries that they may need to face the Red Dragon gang. Jong Seok reassures him that they must avoid conflict with Juren High, as that would mean going against the Fire Bear gang. Meanwhile, Dae Hwang waits for someone at a designated spot. Min Woo arrives, who is the right-hand man of C1. He informs Dae Hwang that Ji-eun is causing trouble, and Dae Hwang agrees that he must be stopped. Min Woo tells Dae Hwang to handle it and leaves, but mentions that if needed, he can reach out to John Woo, An Chan-woo's younger brother. Dae Hwang realizes that John Woo could be used to target Jong Seok and contemplates contacting him, as it's been a while. Back to the cafe, as Chae-yoon wonders what they were discussing, while Jun-yoon insists it was nothing. They ended up here because Lee Yi-ji recommended the place, which leads to Sang-gu becoming upset. Chae-yoon takes notices. Once they all leave the cafe, she asks to speak to Sang-gu privately, which annoys Jun-min. In an alley, Chae-yoon asks if Sang-gu smokes, hoping to impress her. He lies and says he does, but is actually clueless about smoking. Chae-yoon lights the cigarette for him and he takes a puff, but is disgusted by the taste and tries to play it off. Sang-gu is curious why she wants to talk to him, and Chae-yoon reveals that she doesn't like Lee Yi-ji either, making Sang-gu happy as they have something in common. He mentions that he will be fighting against Lee Yi-ji, and Chae-yoon offers to help him with that. Meanwhile, Do Park, after his conversation with Gai Sang, Do Park is handed a business card to sneak into the Red Dragon arena. He complains about how he wouldn't have to do this dangerous mission if Lee Yi-ji could have seduced Ji-eun already. Upon returning home, he becomes frustrated with Lee Yi-ji for not succeeding in seducing him, and when she wonders why he's angry, he calms down and tells her to forget about it. Lee Yi-ji takes a walk and receives a phone call from an unknown number, which turns out to be Sang-gu. He informs her that Ji-young asked him to give her something, but he forgot and asked to meet at the playground. Lee Yi-ji agrees. Sang-gu confirms with Chae-yoon that Lee Yi-ji is arriving, and he declares that he will crush her. Sang-gu worries that if he beats up Lee Yi-ji, she will tell Jae-eun or call the police, but Chae-yoon assures him that if she hits her first, it would be self-defense. Chae-yoon instructs Sang-gu on how to provoke Lee Yi-ji, fabricating a story about Ji Hyun's hospitalization. Sang-gu mentions that he needs something before he fights. As Lee Yi-ji arrives, Chae-yoon pushes Sang-gu forward to confront her. Sang-gu is nervous, but Jun-min runs up to him and tosses his cool suspenders, giving Sang-gu confidence. Lee Yi-ji walks away, thinking it was a waste of time, but Sang-gu says that he heard Ji Hyun got into an accident because Lee Yi-ji forced him to ride a motorcycle. Shocked by the accusation, Lee Yi-ji turns around and slaps Sang-gu twice. Chae-yoon and Moon-jin are surprised to see that Lee Yi-ji is a good fighter. Just as Lee Yi-ji is about to slap Sang-gu for the third time, he dodges and tries to punch her. Lee Yi-ji dodges, but gets slapped across the face, surprising her as he laughs, claiming who's the loser now. As Jun-min and Chae-yoon watch, they are shocked to see that Sang-gu might win the fight, but as Lee Yi-ji is about to punch him, Sang-gu tries to strike first. However, Lee Yi-ji notices that his punch is off course as the elastic force of the suspenders is hindering him, causing him to fly back. She laughs at him as she runs towards him and kicks him in the stomach. Sang-gu continues to provoke her by lying about her friends, causing her to wish him death. Sang-gu throws dirt in her face, temporarily blinding her, and punches her in the face. Lee Yi-ji, who can still see a little, dodges his next punch and hits him in the stomach. But when Sang-gu brings up Ji-eun, Lee Yi-ji laughs it off and asks if Sang-gu thinks Ji-eun would hit her just because she hit him. Sang-gu tells Lee Yi-ji to stay back, but she punches him in the stomach after he grabs her hair. Realizing he can't continue, Sang-gu calls out Chae-yoon's name, causing frustration for her as she hides. As Lee Yi-ji searches for Chae-yoon, Sang-gu uses the opportunity to escape and runs to the bathroom where Yeong Ji-eun is waiting. Yeong Ji-eun tries to apologize for what happened last time and hugs Sang-gu, calling him a real man, but the moment is ruined as Sang-gu soils himself during the moment. Meanwhile, on the rooftop, Myeon-jun receives a call from Yeong Ji-eun about the recent events. As he tries to clean his pants, Ji-eun asks if anything happened. Myeon-jun explains the situation nervously as they head there. Chae-yoon is at a loss for what to do, until Jun-min calls her out for orchestrating the whole incident. He has evidence on his phone, as Sang-gu's phone had died, and he used Chae-yoon's phone to message Jun-min about the suspenders. Jun-min urges Chae-yoon to stay calm, promising to keep the secret if she complies with his demands. She agrees since she has no choice at the moment. Ji-eung spots Lee Yi-ji sitting on a park bench, wondering what happened to her face. She claims it's nothing, but Ji-eung is angry and asks who did it. Sang-gu arrives with Yeong Ji-eun, tears streaming down his face, claiming that Lee Yi-ji hit him. He commands Ji-eun to punish her. Ji-eun, puzzled, asks how Lee Yi-ji hit Sang-gu if her own face was also hit. Sang-gu hesitates to respond when Lee Yi-ji chimes in, stating that Sang-gu was the one who started the fight. Sang-gu, intimidated by Ji-eung's demand for the truth, claims that Chae-yoon instructed him to do so, causing everyone to be surprised. Jun-min and Chae-yoon arrive together, with Chae-yoon denying any knowledge of Sang-gu's allegations. Sang-gu tells Jun-min to retrieve the evidence from his phone, but Jun-min smirks and pretends to be innocent, claiming there are no such messages. In reality, Jun-min had a hidden agenda. He wanted to see Sang-gu get attacked, as he found him annoying. Sang-gu begins to tear up, bewildered by Jun-min's lies. Desperate to clear his name, Sang-gu grabs Ji-eung's arm, but Ji-eung tightens his grip, asking if he's the one who hit Lee Yi-ji. Sang-gu admits that he only hit her back after she hit him first, but adds that he was told to provoke Lee Yi-ji. Angered, Ji-eung warns Sang-gu that if he comes between him and Lee Yi-ji, they can no longer be friends. Please don't forget to like the video. I'll be making part 9.